Well, hi there, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast, a show that provides insight and tools to build the life and homestead of your dreams. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. This is episode number 248 of the show, and today is Thursday, December 16th, 2021. And yesterday, in episode number 247, we talked about feeling discombobulated. And I wish that I could say that all of a sudden I no longer feel discombobulated and that everything is hunky-dory, but the fact of the matter is I'm trying to change some routines in life, incorporate some more hobbies into my life and have fun. And I had scheduled time last night to play music with a friend, but unfortunately she had some health concerns come up and some pain. So, you know, if you're one of the types that keeps people in their thoughts and prayers, say a little prayer for Lynn. And she wasn't able to make it, but nevertheless, I probably played for an hour and a half and put my couple hours. I don't know. I lost track of time. It was wonderful though, and I put myself in the same situation that I found myself in yesterday morning, feeling a bit discombobulated, assembling my lunch in the morning, and during this process, I just took a deep breath and realized it's okay. Sometimes in life, this is just where we need to be as we're figuring things out. Perhaps we're changing up our routines. And if we never had a routine in the first place, perhaps we're trying to figure out how to assemble a routine to begin with. And one way that you can do that is with the Best Self Journal. I'll link to that in the show notes, and you can use the code YMF, like York Meadow Farm, the name of the lovely homestead where I live, to get 15% off your first order, and it's got some steps to do that. And if that's not the case, routine, structure, and you're just feeling stressed in general, we can simply do what we talked about yesterday and pull from a devotional, pause for a moment, read, reflect, and we'll do that before we hit the road. Today we'll read from Strength for Today, a devotional written by David Jeremiah, a book that was gifted to me. Today's December 16th, and we'll read about Christmas peace. From Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3, we read, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you." Recent surveys have shown that people don't sleep as well during the Christmas season. In some cases, it's because of increased partying and alcohol consumption. Other times, the problem involves travel and disrupted schedules. For still others, it's nagging worries about spending too much, putting too much on the credit cards, or having too much to do in entertaining and serving. Family and financial pressures can rob us of sleep, and family problems often have a way of showing up just in time for the holidays. But there's good news. Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3 takes no breaks for the holidays. The words of that verse are good for every hour of every day, and they don't weaken or wane during Christmas. There are no exemption dates. Today, tomorrow, next week, for the rest of the year, and forever, the Lord will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are stayed on him, who dwell in his word and who trust in him. The Bible says, quote, fix your thoughts on Jesus, close quote, in Hebrews chapter 3, verse 1. Trust in the Lord forever, for in Jehovah, the Lord, there is strength and perfect peace. Now guys, in the past, when I first started reading from some of these devotionals, especially this one in particular, I had some reservations and some fears about being too forward with my thoughts and my embracement of Christianity. Because religion in particular, and Christianity seemingly, is something that as of late gets a lot of heat socially. You know, there's a certain stigma attached to people who embrace religion, embrace Christianity, and especially those who speak of Christ as the Lord. And yeah, for some reason, it's been something that I've not wanted to talk about, right? But lately I find that in order to find peace in life, one of the easiest things to do is to simplify, first and foremost. And part of that simplification is embracing Christ. Because we don't need anything to do so. And if we think of this in terms of an investment per se, and a return on our investment, nothing else can compare to this, because it takes nothing to invest, yet the gains are immeasurable. Not even Bitcoin can compare to this. Even the earliest adopters. The gains have been tremendous, yet pales in comparison to what we can find in the Lord. There have been several times lately where I have been moved so deeply that I've been brought to tears and have literally collapsed from weeping. There's a lot going on in my life, and most of it is positive, despite what you may think from hearing someone talk about literally collapsing and weeping from the emotions of life happening upon them like that. But what's happening is a lot of this stuff that's coming out, right, in the form of tears. This process of emoting is something that I've not done for quite some time, maybe ever. And this came to light when I spoke with a behavioral therapist yesterday as part of the functional medicine process. And this was my second appointment with her, and admittedly, I did not do my homework. I did not do my follow-up from the very first appointment with her. And I have some homework from yesterday. And I will link to holistic psychotherapy in the show notes so you can read a little bit about what I'm talking about. But a lot of this is getting to the root cause of some of the roadblocks that we experience in life. And a lot of this dovetails nicely with the work that has been done on the 2022 goal setting workbook. Here's the thing, something else that aligns quite nicely is I've been talking about this for over a month now, and we're approaching the end of the year, and if you haven't participated in this, there's still time. You can download the workbook at no charge. I will link to that also in the show notes. But what this does is it provides a framework for you to approach life and set goals in 7 aspects of your life: financial, physical, personal development, family, spiritual, social, and career, in that order. Now, we started talking about this in November. We were doing the work in the first couple of weeks of November. Finishing the workbook was our goal by November 14th. And here we are, 48 days after we started. This is yesterday, after we started doing the work on November 1st. We finished it on November 14th, 48 days before the end of the year. And here we are, December 18th is when I got the email. December 19th is today. Thinking about where we are and the progress that we've made on all of those goals. Where I was going with that thought was we read here. Let me see if I can find it after this big truck and trailer passes me. Give me one sec, guys. There's some equipment, some trucks, tractor, and after that the coast is clear. But there was something in the goal setting workbook that I wanted, that tied in with what we read today. For many of us during the holidays, the worries about spending too much, putting too much on the credit cards, having too much to do in entertaining and serving, family, financial pressures, robbing us of sleep. The reason I'm not overly concerned about my own structural changes and the lack of sticking with them over the past couple of days is because they're minor structural changes. And I'm more confident than I ever have been in my life and my approach towards it because of the consistency with which I've applied many of the things that I talk about in this show. And the time frame in which I've done them. Now, this show is relatively new. It started in 2020, but the show started as a result of me finally feeling as though I was gaining some traction in life. And I wanted to document the journey and share it with you, because you are on a journey in a similar way with different goals and different objectives, but challenges in life are similar, and oftentimes the way in which we approach solutions is similar, despite the differing outcome and differing end goals. When Dan Miller assembles the 48 Days Goal Setting Workbook, remember there's 7 categories that we set goals in: financial, physical, personal development, family, spiritual, social, and career. And for me, financial, the financial aspect of life has been the dominating aspect of life for years. Financial Peace University, through Dave Ramsey and Ramsey Solutions, or Ramsey Plus, or whatever he calls this program now. Not really sure I'm on board with all of these changes that are being made, but again, life on life's terms. It's still something I promote and encourage. A focus on that, and a focus on that for years, has allowed me to get to the point where I can truly focus on my health. I can't encourage this enough. The focus on finances and how important it is to create a life that is centered around these principles that are laid out in Financial Peace University. And I'll breeze through them real quick. Hell, I'll even link to the show notes, or in the show notes, to the course that I'll be leading in January. It's an online course, a virtual course, and if you want to participate in it with me, then go ahead and sign up. And if you've never done it before, this could be the very thing that changes your life. So real quick, the baby steps are as follows. Baby step 1, we save $1,000 in an emergency fund. That may seem like a lot if we're swimming in debt, but we sell stuff. Facebook Marketplace, $10 here, $30 there. All of a sudden we're at $100, 10% of that goal. We keep grinding until we reach $1,000. And then we're paying down our debts using the snowball method. And that process can take years. Snowball debt, one after the other after the other. All of a sudden, we're debt free. So what do we do now with this money? Well, we stack it in a savings account, money market account, something where we can access it quickly, easily if need be, and we turn that $1,000 of emergency fund into 3 to 6 months of living expenses, 3 to 6 months of an emergency fund. And once we've done that, then we're investing. And then we're looking at paying a house off. So that's it, guys. I am going to cut this short because it looks like some folks are working with some equipment, and I am going to simply stay out of the way here as I park my truck in a spot where I normally don't park it. So guys, if you like what you hear, check out the show notes, links to much of what I talked about and more. And yeah, if you like what you hear, share it with a loved one, Spread the word on social media, and we'll check you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.